Hello everyone, it's Scott and welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. So over here, off to the right of the blood magic area, I built a little containment area to try to automatically bust up elementals. So I went and I built a new type of elemental, the earth elemental, because I was reading that the air elementals have extra knockback. Well, it turns out that the earth ones do too, and I think it's common to all of the elementals. So what it looks like is that the first couple spawn correctly, and then they start glitching into the walls. And at that point, yeah, things just kind of break down, and we don't. They all get stuck in the corners, and I ended up having to just like manually come in like this and bust them up. So the yeah, it's just not working very well. Even though it is giving me a pretty good number of demon shards. So I think I'm up to, well, let me just clean these guys out and seal it up again, because it's just, whoop, goodbye, glass shard. Alright, so yeah, so it's not really working all that well. Not quite like I expected. And I do have an extra bunch of shards, and if I just throw them in, I guess I'm up to 49 plus 16. Yep, 65. Okay, so that's good enough for probably anything I need to do. And so after letting the demon blood shards sit for a while, I finally have quite a lot now. This just took a lot of blood, 25 out of the I think I calculated it was 700,000 blood that I needed to build these 25 blood shards, and so I don't need to keep this in a level 3 mode anymore because I went and built these guys over here. So what I have is my bedrockium drum. I set this up to pump blood into 2 more runes, and so these are 2 level 3. And what's interesting is it looks like it's allowing them to share runes that it detects in common, so that's pretty cool. And at that point, I'm just going to do all my level 3 building out here from now on, and everything else I'm going to do on the level 5 altar over here. So let me just get some shards. And I'll just start with 5 for now and load those in here. So actually I'll just load in 1 because I'll need to put in hoppers in order to load in more than 1 item into the containers. So let's take a look at other things I did in between episodes. So I guess with this I can turn the well of suffering back on. And then that'll start to fill up the blood altar here. So it's up to, yep, 23,000. Let's get another bedrockium drum. Okay, cool. Oh, right. So I was messing around with the automatic rune creation. Let me grab that bedrockium drum and just plop it down. And that way it can start to fill again. I'm going to need 1 more servo. And what I really need to do is imbue some more shards. So let's load up some more stone, then come back. Boop. Good. Alright, so over here in the let's check in on the automatic rune maker. So I've been having some problems with the ring of magnetization. It's been breaking this up a bit, but fortunately I have a lot of runes right now. So about 150 runes of fire, almost 100 runes of mana, and I kind of set and forgot the rune of air, and yeah, that just made a lot of them. So down here on the rune creation area, I extended the track and added four more mana pools here that are all being fed from the mana creation. I tried playing around with this solenoid flower. See, it's called a Solagnolia. So that's supposed to cancel out the effect of the ring of magnetization, but it doesn't seem to be working very well, even though it's been linked to has a little check mark. It's successfully linked to a mana pool, so it should be canceling out the ring of magnetization, but it still seems to fail. So it looks like things are stuck in this mana pool. Right, so it's been creating so much that yeah, it needs a lot more mana now than I expected. So I can, I guess, try to redirect some of these spreaders maybe into the mana pool. Maybe that'll help fill the pool. But yeah, so I'll just let that tick. So it looks like right, my blood network. Let me just recharge it a bit. So up here on the Thaumcraft area, I was working on a new project. So it turns out that you can use the blood magic reagents, the elementals, to make an inert blood rod. So this is one of the things in the quest book that we need to make. So what we need to do is take one of each of the 7 primary alchemy agents and 2 imbued slates, and those will combine to make a inert blood rod. And from that point, we need to dip it in our blood and turn it into a regular blood rod, and then the blood rods can be combined into a blood staff core, which is one of the things that I need for advancing in the quest book. So let's head out over here, take a look at the, okay, yep, let's just pull these guys out and I need to build up my blood network first. So let's let that build back up to 1 million, and yeah, we're only at 12,000. So let's let that build up, and then we'll check back. So down here in the creation area, I finally found a use of the conversion monitor. So these are special terminals that can be hooked into the ME network that kind of show the specific quantity of an item. So if you right click, it can pull the items out. So Sanctus, I want to just start creating more of those. So I'm going to load that back in, right click or shift right click. Yeah. And so hopefully then as the yep, there we go. As the automation kicks in, that'll start to build up. So Sanctus and looks like Tenebrae, I'm a little low on. And yeah, so that's going to work out pretty well for my auto crafting area here. And then that will advance me in the blood magic quests. So let's take a look. Speaking of quests, let's take a look and see where we are. Alright, so there's 2 things I wanted to do in the Sky Farm area, which increase the horde and stone cold killing. So with here, I need to make an incubated egg, which isn't that difficult, but I'm going to need to do it in the crucible. So let's grab one of my eggs. Here we go, 3,000 eggs. And we'll just throw it into the Thaumcraft crucible up here. Not that complicated, but Yep, that'll get me going. So let's put that in here. Incubated egg. There we go. That's going to dump out here. All right, incubated egg. Nice. So that should get that. Claim reward. All right, next we need stone cold killings. All right, next I'm going to need a stone killer and an animal filter upgrade. So let's check out what we need. So the stone killer used to kill things. Not that useful right now, but you know that's okay. Though I do wonder, maybe I could use this to take out the elementals if I pack them in close enough. I'll have to experiment with that, and then we'll need a animal upgrade. We'll make the killer kill animals only. Looks like, yep, probably that's the only thing that we can do. So, animal filler upgrade. Checking the book. Done, done. That'll give me a cow. Great. So that opened up a bunch of new things. Cool. Most of which I've already done. Alright, so stone farming. A stone farmer. So I'll need a stone animal farmer and a milker. Already done. That was done back when I made the chocolate cow. Factory farming. So planter and harvester, these are the MFR automatic planters. In fact, I've been doing this as part of my tree farm since the very beginning. That's what made my tree farm possible. So, alright, well that's cool. Rubber farm. So, yep, plastic sheets. So I made rubber, and that's fine. Mob breeding. I've made a breeder and a grinder and a rancher. So the rancher is good for combining, for extracting milk from our cows. It's also good for pulling wool off of sheep. And the grinder is a killer, of course, that can chop up pigs into any mob into components. The breeder is used to automatically feed animals in order to mass produce them. And so that's going to give us some sewer blocks, and that's good. Alright, so upgrading. Alright, so I've already made upgrades and range checks, so I've also made the precision sledgehammer. That's going to give me some item ducks. Great. Let's check in on this. Agricultural flower. So, agricarnation helps, helps plants grow faster as long as they're fed with mana. So, let's check out what I need to do with that. Okay, agricarnation. It's going to need a rune of spring, some petals, and I can do this in the apothecary. Okay, do I have a rune of spring? I have one. Okay, great. So let's grab everything I need for this. Alright, let's dump the petals into the pools. That way we can get some mystical petals. Yep, green mana petal, red mana petal. Great. Alright, let's dump everything into the apothecary. So, rune, mana petals. Going to need the mystical petals, the redstone root, and a seed. And there we go. One agricarnation. Great. Alright, so in theory, if I were to put this down in the middle of the farming area, that should accelerate the oh, I need to provide it mana. Whatever. Let's just move on. Alright, quest book, agricarnation is gonna give me more. Good. Okay, so multi-farms. Alright, so this is one thing I haven't really ever tackled was the forestry multi-blocks. I know they exist. I just haven't needed to do it here in Agrarian Skies yet. So there's no harm going through them and just building them for the sake of building them. So it looks like everything in forestry that has a farm, gearbox, farm blocks, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right, farm. So let's just make okay, these are going to need electron tubes, which are going to come from a thermionic fabricator. So I guess I better build one of those. Okay, the thermionic fabricator is pretty simple. Just casing and glass were all that was missing. So made one of those. So let's put it with the other forestry stuff over in the B area. Well, it doesn't really need to be in the B area, so let's put it up in the automation level over here. Plug it in. Okay, so it's got some RF power now. So in order to make that, let's go back to the farm block. So I'm going to need some copper, bricks, looks like some slabs. Okay, so tin, redstone, lots of tin and redstone looks like, plus a piece of sand. Okay. Okay. Tin ingots, redstone. Alright, looks like I have to set these up like this, this, and this. Good. So that'll start making electron tubes. I could probably set up a import bus. Yep. Okay. One of these can go here. And that should start to suck out the items. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, very slowly. So let's set up a accelerator card. There we go. 4, 4, 4. All right, so that's going to burn down these items quite quickly to make the things that I need. So back to a crafting terminal. So let's go with the farm blocks. Let's grab one of those. We're going to need a farm gearbox. Okay, do I want to stick with the same style? Let's see, these are all going to need tin gear, so yep, so let's craft up a couple of those. Yep, I'm not sure which, probably the forestry gear is the one that's going to be, okay, that's the one that can autocraft, so that's good. So, farm gearbox. I'm probably going to need, okay, let's check what's next. I need the farm hatch, the farm valve, and the farm control. I guess I'm going to need a lot of these farm blocks. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's grab a bunch. Farm hatch. Farm valves. And farm, what was the last one? Farm control. Well, that's going to need a special thing, so that's going to need a golden electron tube. So let's grab that just with gold. There we go, golden electron tubes. And lastly, a farm control. Great. That's going to get me everything. Let's grab the reward for the multi-farm. Okay, last step. So this will actually unlock something. Basic circuit board. Good old carpenter block. Just going to need water and redstone and tin. Let's grab all that. Someday I'll be able to spell tin. Alright. And head down to the B area. Okay, this one on top is the one with my water. Let's see, tin in the middle, redstone. There we go. Okay, basic circuit board. Let's grab some of these. Done. And I'm going to need how many? Oh, basic circuit board. Oh, needs to be in my inventory. Derp. Okay, great. Good, good. Next, we're going to need the tin electron tube. Get that in my inventory. Done. Orchard's going to need a copper electron tube. Well, this I haven't made, but I will need copper ingots. Again, not that complicated, though. Yep. Let's head back up. Done. Done. Awesome. And claim reward. Great. So that finished the Sky Farm quest tree. So next I'm going to have to do a little bit of cleanup here in Mystical Blood. So blood writing was something I did. It's all I have to do is make a bloody scrivener's tool, scrivener's tool. I have lots of canisters already, so I'm just going to grab the loot bag. And here is where I need the blood rod. So let's make some. Let's imbue some tablets. Okay, next we need to take some slate, reinforced slate, and that will imbue up to the next level. There we go. 2 imbued slate. So let's head back to the infusion area. Throw down the two slates, and then tap it with the wand. So this is not that expensive of an operation. So 22 Victus, well, a little bit more Victus Precontation Aqua, of which I have plenty. Alright, and there we go with the last item, and voila. What is it? It's an inert blood rod. Great. So now we can head back to the blood magic area. Throw these in. And wait for them to imbue. Alright, there we go. That's 20,000 apiece. And now we have 2 blood rods. Great. So let's check in on the blood rod. More shards. Great. And so blood staff is going to need the blood staff core. So blood staff core is going to need this demon blood shard and 2 blood rods. So let's head back up to the Thaumcraft area. Down we go. Okay, blood staff core. In we go. So let's take the 2 blood rods and 1 blood staff core. Great. There we go. That's going to give me a ring of ender disjunction. And it says it's going to open one quest elsewhere. Alright, so the last thing I want to do today is to make the Archmage's Blood Orb, which is just going to be dropping in a Demon Blood Shard into the altar with 75,000 LP. And so, since I have a level 5 altar, let's grab one of these Demon Blood Shards and drop her in. So, let's wait for the blood to tap. And there we go. That was pretty quick. Archmage's Blood Orb. Wonderful. Alright, so with that, I'm going to call this an episode. So if you could, please leave a comment or a like. Let me know how I'm doing, and I will see you next time on Agrarian Skies 2. Bye!